try to do that. So I brought my competition kettlebell with me to the gym today. Um, it snowed yesterday, and then there's still leftover snow. So and the weather's like super cold, so I don't really have a place where I can juggle. But I want to keep practicing some of my juggles and keep that movement fresh. So I brought my kettlebell to the gym today. So for today's workout, I'm probably going to drill some kettlebell juggling moves with sled or something. It's not going to be body part focused today's workout, I guess. I'm mainly going to, I mainly want to focus on like the kettlebell juggling part of it since I brought my kettlebell. I'll also probably do some mobility stuff. I'm thinking I'll start off with something on the sled and superset that with kettlebell juggle thing. But yeah, that's what my plan is for now. Let's see how those things go.
So unfortunately, a little microphone malfunction for the first exercise. Anyway, what I'm doing is a landmine clean and press. So I'm keeping one leg forward and holding it in an overhand grip and twisting and cleaning the landmine at the same time, creating an explosive motion going into a shoulder press and then alternating sides each time I do it. Uh, I'm a big fan of exercises like this because they utilize the whole body as a unit. So just within this exercise, there is a little bit of shoulders, a little bit of chest, a lot of core, a lot of legs, and a lot of explosive muscle fiber use. And I believe that the strength and explosiveness that I get from doing this kind of stuff uh, translates well into kettlebell juggling, because kettlebell juggling, to a certain degree, is a lot about explosiveness and being able to transfer weight and momentum from one side of the body to the other, or a set of muscle groups to the other. And here I'm supersetting it with a kettlebell juggling drill where I'm doing figure eights with a mug toss at top. The reason for drilling this specific thing is I use this sequence quite a bit to transition from one juggle to the other. Anyway, the audio comes back, so let's just go there.
So for the next exercise, I'm going to do some staggered landmine squats, and then I'm going to do a little complex on the kettlebell. So we're just going to go 5 each leg with this, 5 staggered landmine squats. Staying on the toes with both legs to make sure that the toe muscles are engaged. If you don't have toe shoes like I do, or like barefoot shoes like I do, I would recommend using just your socks or your bare feet. That's up to you, but definitely not any of those thick sole shoes that don't allow your toes to get engaged. Going for 5 each side. So, time for the kettlebell complex. So, with the kettlebell, I'm doing a complex So starting off with a flip, going into a clean, a press, back down, flip, clean, press, swing squat, flip, clean, press, swing squat, clean, press, swing squat, flip, clean, press, swing squat, flip, clean, press, swing squat, flip, clean, press, swing squat, flip. I don't remember the reps anymore, but I'm just gonna make this my last. But yeah, that's the complex for now. And the landmine movement is the landmine squats. Let's see what happens next. So now I'm going to walk you through some of my like mental process when it comes to this. This is a new skill, so I don't know. I'm just figuring stuff out on my own. There's some tutorials online, but there's not a whole lot of online material that's free where you can learn this kind of stuff. So one of the things when it comes to kettlebell juggling is you need to be able to generate enough power to create the flip, and eventually I want to be able to rotate the kettlebell twice before I catch it. And so I'm going to have to be able to generate enough power and be comfortable doing that. And so the way I'm thinking about training the ability to generate that power is to use a heavy kettlebell. So now I'm going to use the 62 pound kettlebell, 28 kilos, to do a single double flip. I'll show you what that is. And my hope is that since I have to generate a lot more power to do that movement with this, when I do end up using my 12 kilo, 25 pound kettlebell, maybe not today, but down the line, uh, I'm able to use the power that I'm using in this into the 12 kg kettlebell and then get it to rotate multiple times. And then the other component of, all of this is shoulder mobility. And so I'm going to superset it with shoulder mobility exercise with that yellow kettlebell. I don't know if it's in frame, but I'll show you what I mean in a second. So first, let's get to the power movement, and then I'm going to superset it with like a shoulder mobility, and I'll show you what all of that looks like. So with the kettlebell, flip, two hand catch, flip, one hand catch. This is what I mean by single double, single double. Whoa. That gets your heart rate going really fast, real quick. And you have to generate a lot of power in order to be able to perform that movement. Now, with the lighter kettlebell, this is like 15 pounds, 16 pounds. I'm going to hold it overhead, so kind of like letting it suspend, tilt my body, throw it, or not, and then just kind of rotate with it. I'm letting the momentum of the weight kind of bring my shoulder into position, and I'm really trying to get like this, like the weight kind of pulling my shoulder back. That's what I'm trying to accomplish, to get that big shoulder mobility. I think that was 8. Gonna do 8 on this side too. You're not gripping the weight tight at all. You're kind of letting momentum do the work for you. You're adjusting your grip in the middle of it so that, like, let me finish it, then I'll explain. Okay, so what's happening is, as I drop it, right, I at this point I'm just suspending the weight, like I'm releasing all tension, but I'm kind of loosely gripping it so that the weight can kind of fall. So that's over here. That's because of how the shoulder is. It's going to come like this. I'm going to rotate with it and then just curl ever so slightly and tighten my grip ever so slightly, which will cause that momentum to redirect into this position, and then you do that whole thing over again. I hope that makes sense. Really cool for shoulder mobility. And then I'm going to doing these two as a superset where I'm able to target the power aspect of things with one exercise and then the mobility aspect of things with the other exercise. And I'm hoping that as I get better at these, it'll translate to better kettlebell juggling. But yeah, that's what I'm doing for now. So so in trying to do the same power stuff, I'm going to do some basic kettlebell juggling moves, but with the 28 kilo kettlebell. Again, to be like, if I get really comfortable at heavy weights, then when it comes to the lighter weights, I should be, really smooth. That's what I'm hoping for. So I'm just gonna do some figure eights, but I'm going into a clean figure eight. But yeah, this is what that looks like. I think that was 3 each side. But yeah, since it's really heavy, I'm not really gonna go to like failure or anything like that, but instead try to get like a couple of reps, get my body accustomed to throwing around heavy weight, which I then hope will translate to better kettlebell juggling skills. And just as in the previous thing, I'm supersetting it with these shoulder rotations. I'm also rotating my body as it's happening. It helps guide the momentum and put your shoulder where it has to be to perform this movement. Also, I don't know, rewind and pay attention to how my feet's moving. That helps with the movement too. But yeah, gonna do this for a bit. Then I'm gonna do some kettlebell juggling, and I also want to do this movement called Harop Curls. So yeah, that's probably what's coming up next. Let's try to get a few good flows on camera, or few freestyle flows on camera, and then yeah, that's probably gonna be it for the video after that. All right, let's try to get a couple of good flows on camera. Pretend like the world doesn't exist, and hopefully I can get a few Good ones. All right, let's see how this goes. Oh, yeah, nailed it. Hit the floor for a bit, but that's all right. Pretty good. It feels like things look better from more of a straight ahead angle than a sideways angle. So let me try to get one from a straight ahead angle. Nice. I'm just happy I got the other move. But all right, I'm not going to try and think too much about it. And let's just string a large flow till I get tired. Ah, it is what it is. Just gonna keep doing this for a bit. Let's see, I might record one more. So I've decided that I'm going to keep trying to get the behind the back pass in the sequence of a larger flow than just try to land that trick, I guess. So yeah, uh, here's an attempt at that. Nice. Anyway, see, I got it. Cool, cool, cool. So I wanted to get a slightly more complex flow with a lot more variations, with a lot more movements that I know, and try to string them all together. So let's try to do that. Ah, so I wanted to get one of those overheads with the behind the back, which I did. I'm happy now. Harop curls next. So most people know about Nordic curls, even though they don't do them. I'm not particularly good at Nordics, but recently I came across a variation called Harop curls, where so a regular Nordic is where uh, so you're going to keep your body straight and then try to descend and then come back up. Let me try to get a proper rep. I know I can do at least one proper Nordic. Okay, so that's, I guess, as close to a proper Nordic that I'll get. Then a harop curl is where you do the same movement, but you don't let your body outstretch. You keep your body close, which then ends up looking like this. So I'm going to do about 8 reps of these for 3 sets. This is a movement that's primarily good for the hamstrings and helps promote athleticism. Well, yeah, that's what I'm doing for now.